everyone, it's Katie here. Welcome back to another practice. I'm so glad you have decided to join me. We're still working on that Feel Good Yoga playlist. So today we're doing Feel Good Yoga for the back. And if you want to check out the other practices, they are all up in this playlist. So this is a beginner-friendly practice. As always, it can be helpful to have cushions or yoga blocks nearby if you have them. We're going to get started in a seat, so you can come into whatever way is best for you to sit, and this is where you can grab those cushions or yoga blocks and sit on them. When you're ready then, you might just close your eyes. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest. Lengthen up through your back, and then relax your shoulders away from your ears. We'll start to notice the breath now, breathing deeply into your belly, chest and throat, and then exhaling, emptying belly, emptying chest and throat. Just giving yourself some time to transition into your yoga practice. Let your mind catch up to slowing down. Completely normal if you are starting to be taken away by thoughts, but just try your best to come back to your breath, back to your body. Now we'll take one more big breath in together. And as you exhale, you can start to slowly open up the eyes again. So we'll start by inhaling to reach the hands up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, rotate to one side, lowering your hands again. You might hook your front hand to whichever knee is there. And if it feels okay, you might really slowly start to look behind you. Taking things really slow, we're not warmed up yet. Your next breath in can lift the hands back up. And as you exhale, repeat on the opposite side. We'll do a few more like that, moving to the pace of your own breath. You might like flowing, you might like just staying still. You can do whatever feels better for you here. We'll do one more on each side, or however many you need to do to balance your back. And then when you're ready, you can make your way to tabletop pose, coming onto all fours, spreading your fingers wide apart, keeping your shoulders above your wrists and your hips directly above your knees. Press yourself away from your mat and we'll do some cat and cow. So inhale, point the tailbone up, drop the belly, chest comes forward, eyes look up. Exhale, point your tailbone down, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest and drop your head. Keep going here. Moving to the pace of your own breath. We've been doing cat-cows in all of these feel-good yoga practices, and I think they just feel really good. But they're a great pose for your back. You're helping to undo any tightness along your spine. So try to connect to each vertebrae as you move. And don't forget your neck. Your neck is an extension of your spine. Once you're ready, you can come back into tabletop, back to a neutral spine. Bring your hips to the left, look back over your left shoulder, and then bring your hips to the right and look back over your right shoulder. Moving your back in the opposite direction here, we'll do a few more. So if you have any little pockets of tension caught up around the side of your body or within your neck, you can use these movements just to get it out of your body. We'll make our way back to center whenever you're done with those movements. And from here, we'll come back down to lie on our backs. So however you get there is fine, but try to move mindfully. Slowly bringing one vertebrae at a time back down. You might know by now that I love to lie on the floor doing nothing. So let's take some time here in Savasana Pose. Arms and legs nice and wide apart. Palms facing up. Relax your shoulders into the mat. Loosen up your jaw. Stay with your breath as best you can. Any thoughts coming in, let it come, let it go, let it flow. Bringing some small movements back to your body now, whatever you are craving. Might be wiggling fingers and toes or circling out your ankles and wrists. Now we're coming into bridge pose, so another familiar pose from this series, but again a really great pose for your back. So your ankles are underneath your knees and then your fingers are reaching down towards your heels. Press your lower back into the mat and keep it flush to the mat. Well, that doesn't really make sense. Don't keep it flush to the mat, but keep your pelvis tilted up and then you can lift your hips up. So we're keeping our lower back flat. Try to bring your chest towards your chin without moving your head and use your breath to expand your belly as much as possible. Hands can stay here, or if you're craving a little shoulder opening, you can interlock your fingers and then walk your shoulder blades towards the center of your mat. Keep the hips lifted nice and high. Keep your tailbone pointed away from you to keep your lower back flat. We'll take one more big breath in And then as you exhale, slowly start to come out of the pose. So as slow as you possibly can, just one vertebrae at a time. It really takes time to get every vertebrae back to the mat. You don't have to rush. When your hips are there, bring your knees up towards your chest. Now you can come into happy baby pose, or you can come into air releasing pose. So air releasing pose, you're just hugging your knees up to your chest. For happy baby, you can take your knees a bit wider apart, have your arms in between your legs, and then come to grab wherever your hands can. So it can be your shins, your ankles, or the inside or outside of your feet. Feet come parallel to the ceiling. You're gently pulling your feet back to the sky. Ugh, that doesn't make sense. Pull your feet back towards the floor. So wherever you are here, concentrate on those deep belly breaths. You can stay still, or you can massage your back by gently rocking side to side. So I wanted you to come back down from bridge pose as slowly as possible to really train yourself to be present. And it's so easy to just rush through everything we do. I feel like we never feel as though we have enough time to be slow or to be bored. And our goal here is to feel good. So I believe that the more present you can be, the better you can feel. As we go through our practice, we'll try our best to stay present and to just focus on whatever we're feeling in that moment. We'll take a few more breaths. So of course, focusing on them as much as you can. And then whichever pose you're in, you can start to release. Send your legs back out long. We'll take a brief moment here, resting on the back. And then bringing a little bit of movement back to the body again. From here, we're making our way all the way to downward facing dog. So you can take your time, slowly peel yourself up off the mat. Bring your feet back behind you. Hands are towards the front of your mat here, and your fingers are spread wide apart. And then find your best upside down V shape. So take your time, we'll just paddle the feet here. Stretching out the hamstrings will help you to release muscles in the back as well. And then we'll start to become still in down dog. So knees can stay bent, feet are hip distance apart. Point the tailbone towards the sky and release your head towards the ground. Keep pushing yourself away from your hands so you can really start to stretch your spine. Ask your heels to touch the mat, but they really don't have to. They don't even have to be close. Just keep pressing down. so much happening in this pose. I think it's a famous yoga pose for a reason. It's really targeting your full body. So keep breathing into whatever you're feeling. And we won't stay here for too long. You're doing really good. This isn't as easy as it looks. Take another big breath in. When you exhale, you can bring both knees slowly back down to the ground. And then from here, you can come to lie on the front of your body. We'll make our way into baby cobra pose. So when you're ready, bring your feet together and have your palms next to your chest. Your feet will stay pressing into the mat just as they are. Take a breath in and peel your chest and your hands up off the mat. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and keep breathing here. I know it's tempting almost to stop breathing, but you can use your breath to help you to get deeper into this pose. Each inhale lifts you up a little bit higher, and then try not to drop down through your exhale. We're not going to stay here for too long. This is a great pose to strengthen your back, helping it, of course, to feel good. Take another big breath in. Maybe you can lift a little bit higher. And then exhale with control. Bring everything back to the earth. We'll come into crocodile pose. So bring your big toes together. Drop your heels towards the edges of your mat. Make a pillow with your hands and then rest a cheek or forehead onto your pillow. If you're comfortable here, you can close your eyes, soften your shoulders, and just let gravity press you into your mat, relaxing every muscle throughout the back of your body. We'll bring ourselves back now. This time you can widen your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Bring your palms back next to your chest. We're coming into extended cobra this time. So your hands will stay on your mat. Take a breath in and scoop your upper body up. You don't need to straighten out the arms here, so you can keep your elbows bent. Look straight out ahead or maybe diagonally up. Just a few breaths here. Send each breath all the way down along your spine to your tailbone. Now on your next exhale, you can slowly start to bring everything back down, making your way back to crocodile pose. Big toes find each other again. Rest on your pillow and just let your body digest the pose. Observe how it's making you feel. From here, we'll come back to child's pose. So your palms can come next to your chest. Gently lift yourself up and then bring your knees in underneath you, keeping your knees together. You can have your hands reaching towards the top of your mat, or they can come back to rest next to your feet, palms faced up. Release your forehead or top of your head towards the mat. Let your back round again and just let gravity do all the work here. You can let everything go. Here in Child's Pose, your awareness is completely inwards in many ways. So you might start to notice your mind and your body. Your job is just to observe, but try not to get lost in any thoughts. Let it come, let it go, let it flow. Your next inhale can very gently start to pick you up and away from your mat. We'll make our way into a standing forward fold now, so you can bring the soles of your feet onto your mat. Keep them about hip distance apart. Keep a bend in your knees here, and then drop your head towards the mat. Option to keep the hands hanging low, or you can let them hold opposite elbows. And we're just going to hang here for a few moments, opening up those hamstrings to give your back muscles a little bit more space, and also helping your lower back here to release. Each inhale will gently pick you up out of the pose because your lungs are full of breath. Each exhale will help you to sink a little bit deeper since your lungs are empty. Just a few more breaths here. See if you can release the muscles of your neck. Loosen up your jaw, relax your facial muscles. Now tuck your chin to your chest, and as slowly and as presently as you possibly can, start to stack one vertebrae on top of the other, slowly making your way to stand. Once you're there, you might just shake it out. We're coming into extended triangle pose. I love this pose. It's one of my feel-good poses, and it's really good for your back as well. So you can start by keeping your left foot parallel to the short edge of your mat, and then bring your right foot to point towards the other short edge of the mat. So we want to keep this right leg straight without locking the knee. Then bring your arms out wide left to right. Look over your right hand and then start to glide forward as if you're trying to touch the wall that's over there to the right. On an exhale, drop your right hand down towards your right shin and reach your left arm up towards the sky. Look up at your left thumb if you can. If you can't, it's okay. And we're going to hold here. So one thing we do want to do is keep our back straight. So if you feel like you're curving your back just to get your hand down, just lift your hand up a little bit more until you feel like your spine is straight. Come back to your full breaths, just observing every sensation that you feel. With time, you might be able to gently rotate your torso so you're shining your chest up towards the sky. Now your next breath in can start to gently pick you back up, releasing everything from that side. Now we'll switch. So your right foot is now parallel to the short edge of your mat. Point your left toes towards the other end of the mat. Bring the arms out wide. Look over the left hand. Lean towards that wall. Try to touch it. Exhale, drop left hand to left shin and reach your right arm up. Look at that right thumb if you can stay balanced. You're trying to touch the sky and the ground at the same time, so keep pressing your hands away from each other. Maybe you can start to rotate your chest, shining your heart towards the sun. Take a big breath in now, and as you exhale, we'll start to make our way back up. Let everything just fizz as you drop back down. We're going to come to lie on our backs now. So you can make your way down. Again, moving really mindfully, trying not to disturb that nice energy that you're creating. And once you're there, your body probably instinctively knows what to do. Find Savasana and just rest. Take a few full breaths. And now we'll come into a supine twist. So the left leg will stay long and the right foot comes up onto the left thigh. Left hand holds this top knee, right arm reaches for the sky. Stack your hips on top of each other now to bring your knee over towards the left and release your right arm back down to the right. The right arm is on a 90 degree angle to the body. So all we have to do here is let gravity do the work. You just have to make sure both of your shoulders stay on your mat. You can look up or you can look over towards your right hand if you want more of a twist here. As the back starts to open a little bit, you might be able to bring your left knee a little closer to the floor on each exhale. When you're ready to come out of the pose, start to make your way back to center, sending that right foot out long again. We'll take it to the other side now. So this time your left foot comes onto your right thigh, Right hand holds the knee, left arm reaches up. Stack the hips, bringing the knee towards the right. Release your left arm back to the left. Both shoulders stay on the mat. Look up or look towards your left hand. Really drop inward into those feelings that you feel. Go with your breath deep into your body. You can start to make your way out of this pose now whenever you're ready. Come back to center. You might need to release your lower back a little bit here by bringing your knees up towards your chest, or you can do some windshield wipers, just slowly dropping the knees from side to side. So do whatever you need to do. And when you're ready, you can make your way back to Savasana Pose, letting your spine reset itself against the floor. Take a few conscious breaths, and then you can just let your awareness go. Stay here for as long as you can. Let your body soak up the benefits of this practice. If you want to do a 10-minute guided relaxation, I do have a video for that, which I'll leave here. If not, just take your time here. Don't rush to get up. We'll officially end our practice together here, so thank you so much for practicing with me. I really appreciate you being here. If you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please leave me a comment below. I really love hearing from you guys. And I also have a Facebook community group, which I'll leave a link to in the description of this video. Please come and hang out with me there. As I said, I really love hearing from you, and I'd love to get to know you more as well. So until next time, thank you and goodbye.